Let's learn about conversion of units. Suppose you are given two numbers, 100 meter square minus 50 centimeter square. If you have to subtract this, what you will do? You will subtract 100 minus 50 as 50. But what you will do about this meter square and centimeter square? Clearly, units are different. Same thing if this is 100 meter square plus 50 millimeter square, then you'll add 100 plus 50. But what about this meter square and millimeter square? So the question arises, can we simply subtract or add these two numbers having different units? No. The answer is no, you cannot. And that is why we learn about conversion of units. And you will see its importance when you solve problems in trigonometry, in geometry, in mensuration, in finding perimeter, area, physics, chemistry, everywhere. So the thing is, whenever you are subtracting or adding, or even in general cases, sometimes you have to convert units depending upon the situation and depending upon the problem you are solving. How to do this? Let's take this first one. Here it is 100 meter square minus 50 centimeter square. Now, either you change this meter square into centimeter square or you change centimeter square into meter square. It may depend upon the situation, it may depend upon the problem you are solving. Let's change both these two one by one. First, I'll change meter square in centimeter square. Okay, how to do this? Now, we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 100 centimeter. If 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, then clearly if we do this 1 meter times 1 meter, that is if we square both the sides, okay, so 1 meter times 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter times 100 centimeter. We have simply squared it, multiply 2 times. When we square something, it means that you are multiplying same thing 2 times. Here also 100 centimeter 2 times. Now, simply multiply 1 with together. You get 1, and this is meter times meter. So meter times meter will become like it is meter square, right? So if you are multiplying meter times meter times meter, or any unit, not only meter, but it can be centimeter, it can be kilogram, it can be gram. I'm just explaining you what if you are multiplying the units. So meter times meter times meter, it will become first write meter, and you can think of these units as meter to the power 1, meter to the power 1, meter to the power 1, and simply add these 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to m to the power 3. Or simply you can do this 1 times meter, second time meter, and third time meter, so meter cube. Okay, in this case this is meter square, so here this is 100 times 100, 100 times 100, this is centimeter times centimeter, so 2 times centimeter, so centimeter square. This becomes centimeter square. So this gives you 1 meter square is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeter square, right? So this is what we derive from this formula. Sorry, here. That is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. From 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Okay. Now we know 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. If 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square, so I'm applying unitary method, and this is the method that we have learned and we have discussed a lot of time in our earlier videos. It's really very important. Unitary method, you can convert it. 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. Therefore, 100 meter square will be how much? 1, 2, 3, 4 times this 100 centimeter square. Okay, this gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeter square. This is 100 meter square using the unitary method. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So write it here to solve this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus, sorry, write the unit, centimeter square minus 50 centimeter square. Now you can simply subtract these two values, that is, if you subtract from this one whatever you get and simply write centimeter square, because you have now same units, right? Let's take for the second one. I'm not solving this one, I'm just leaving it for you. I'm just trying to explain you that what's the importance of the conversion of units and how do we perform it. Let's take the second one. Okay, in the second case, you have 100 meters square, sorry, in the same one now, sorry. Second case is that I'm going to convert centimeter square into meter square. Okay, this one into meter square. So we know that 100 centimeter is actually how much? Is actually equal to 1 meter, right? 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. Therefore, again, using unitary method, 1 centimeter will be how much? 1 centimeter will be 1 over 100 meter, right? 1 centimeter is equal to 1 over 100 meter. And if you solve this, this becomes 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meter, right? 1 centimeter comes as this much. So if we square these two, squaring, that is 1 centimeter times 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 times 0.01, sorry, let me put the unit here, meter times 0.01 meter. This becomes 1 centimeter square is equal to, this is 0.01 times 0.01 meter square, right? Now, if you solve this, 1 centimeter square is equal to 0.0001 meter square. So 1 centimeter comes as this much. Now if 1 centimeter square is equal to 0.0001 meter square, therefore again unitary method, therefore 50 centimeter square is equal to 0.0001 times 50 meter square. If you solve it, you get 0.005 meter square. So this is the value for 50 centimeter square. Here we have converted the unit. Here we converted this unit 1 centimeter square into meter square. So if 1 centimeter square is this much, how much will be 50 centimeter square? That will be equal to this one. Now you can put here, if this is 100 meter square, and now we have converted this into meter square. So this is 0.005 meter square. whatever you get the result by subtracting 0.005 from 100, and then you simply put meter square. That will be your answer, right? That's the importance of conversion of units. Now let's look for this one. Let me remove, I need some space. Space is an issue. Okay, so next is 100 meters square plus 50 millimeters square. I'm going to first change the meter square into millimeter square Now we know that 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. We know this one. So if we multiply this, that is square this both the sides, 1 meter times 1 meter, this will be equal to 1000 millimeter times 1000 millimeter. We have simply squared both the sides, that is, you will multiply both the sides 2 times. Okay, so this becomes 1 meter square is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 30 and 30, 6 zeros, and millimeter square. So 1 meter square is equal to 10 lakh millimeter square. If 1 meter square is equal to 10 lakh millimeter square, then therefore using unitary method, 100 meter square will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros times 100 millimeter square. This gives you that 100 meter square is equal to 6 zeros and 2 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 millimeter square. This is 100 meter square converted into millimeter square. So this is the value. Now if you want to add them, this gives you 100 meter square. If you write this into millimeter square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 millimeter square plus 50 millimeter square. When you add this one and this one, whatever value you get, you simply put the same units, that is millimeter square, here, and that will be your answer, right? So this is these are the steps for converting units. Now let's convert millimeter square into meter square. Now let's convert millimeter square into meter square. Okay, so second part is changing millimeter square into meter square. Now 1000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter, right? Therefore using unitary method, this gives you 1 millimeter will be equal to 1 over 1000 meter. It means that 1 millimeter will be equal to 0.001 meter. So this is the conversion of 1 millimeter, that is millimeter into meter. So if 1 millimeter is equal to 0.001 meter, therefore if you change this, 1 millimeter times 1 millimeter, that is we are squaring both the sides, okay, 1 millimeter times 1 millimeter is equal to 0.001 meter times 0.001 meter. This gives you 1 millimeter square is equal to 0.001 times 0.001 meter square, because this is meter, this becomes meter square. This gives you 1 millimeter square is equal to 0.12345 zeros and 1 meter square. So this is 1 millimeter square into meter square. Now we know that 1 millimeter square is equal to this much. So can we calculate the value for 50 millimeter square? Clearly, using again unitary method. So this becomes 50 millimeter square is equal to 0.0050 zeros 1 2 3 4 5 1 times 50 meter square. I'm solving it here now. This becomes 50 millimeter square is equal to 0.12345 meter square. 4 zeros and 5 this meter square. So here we have converted millimeter square into meter square. So if we know the value of 1 millimeter square is equal to these many meter square, applying unitary method, we'll simply multiply this with 50 to get the value for 50 millimeter square into meter square. So this is a value now you can put here. This gives you 100 meter square plus 0.4 zeros 1 2 3 4 and 5 meter square. Okay, now this is 100, this is 0.00005. Whatever value you get here, now you have meter square here, and this is also meter square. Simply put meter square there. That's the importance of conversion of units. Similarly, can we change centimeter to millimeter? Let's do this. So if you have to change centimeter square into millimeter square, then how will you do this? So if you have to change centimeter square into millimeter square, we know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. We know this. Therefore, 1 centimeter times 1 centimeter, that is, we are actually squaring both the sides. 1 centimeter times 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter times 10 millimeter. Now, if you're getting confused, that's what's actually squaring, because maybe you would not have learned until now in this standard. Let me explain you in this way. If A is equal to B, right, let A and B any arbitrary number, then A times A will also be equal to B times B. That is, squaring both the sides will be also same. That's a square. Okay, so this gives you 1 centimeter square is equal to 10 times 10 millimeter square, and therefore you have 1 centimeter square is equal to 100 millimeter square. This is the conversion of centimeter square into 100 millimeter square. Now suppose if you have to find what will be 30 centimeter square into millimeter square, how much millimeter square? So clearly, first you derive that what will be the value of 1 centimeter square into millimeter square. That you can derive in this way. Now you know the value of 1 centimeter square, therefore you can clearly calculate the value of 30. So 30 centimeter square will be 100 times 30 millimeter square. This gives you 30 centimeter square is actually equal to 3000 millimeter square, right? Okay, what if you have to change millimeter square into centimeter square? Millimeter square into centimeter square. So if you have to change millimeter square into centimeter square, now we know that 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter, right? Therefore, 1 millimeter will be equal to 1 over 10 centimeter using unitary method. So, this gives you 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeter. This is the conversion of millimeter into centimeter. Therefore, squaring both the sides, that is 1 millimeter times 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeter times 0.1 centimeter. This gives you 1 millimeter square is equal to 0.1 times 0.1 centimeter square. This gives you 1 millimeter square is equal to 0.01 centimeter square. So now we know 1 millimeter square is equal to 0.01 centimeter square. So if someone asks you that what will be 50 millimeter square into centimeter square, how many centimeter square is actually equal to 50 millimeter square, then simply first find out 1 millimeter square like in this way, then 50 millimeter square will be equal to 0.01 times 50 centimeter square. This gives you 50 millimeter square is equal to 0.5 centimeter square. 0.5 centimeter square. Okay, one last discussion on the same, that conversion of units. Excuse me. If you have this diagram, okay, actually I was trying to draw a square, maybe the lines are not very straight. So suppose that if this is a square where every side is actually 100 meter, this is 100 meter, this is 100 meter, this is 100 meter, and this is 100 meter. Okay, so this is a square, and if we calculate its area, if you calculate its area, then it's actually 100 meter times 100 meter, side times side, that is a square. So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 meter square, right? So this is, in this condition, if the sides of the square is 100 meter, your area comes as this much. Now you can write either area as 10,000 meters square, or you can write it as A as 1 hectare. 1 hectare, or in the short form, A is equal to 1 small h and A, right? This is 1 hectare only. Either you can write completely 1 hectare, or simply A is equal to, that is area, this is nothing else but area. We have used this letter A to denote the area. So area is equal to 1 hectare. It means 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meter square. Okay, you have to remember this. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meters square. And you can remember it like this, that a square whose sides are 100 meter, and if you calculate the area, then that comes as 10,000 meter square. You can simply convert it into hectare, that is 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meter square. Remember this one, that's really very important.